Well, we need to address knowledge gap as we drive transformational climate action. And what we need to look at is how can Africa ensure that as we drive just transition, climate action inclusivity becomes number one. So let's take natural gas. Well, first of all, it is not a universal or a widely available resource for Africa. I mean, let's just put facts. The gas is concentrated in Northern Africa, 55.8%. Less than 50% of countries are known to have proven reserves in the continent, and only 12 have significant amounts. These are facts. When it comes to green hydrogen, the situation is different. Only 6 countries can tap into this resource. Those are facts. That's the figures. If investing in these resources were to be a continental policy, then most countries would be left out. These are just facts. So the second aspect we need to look at is cost analysis. While Africa can ensure modern, clean, and affordable energy is accessible to all in the next decade by investing 25 billion US dollars each year, building just one new natural gas terminal will take the same amount. Did you hear that? And this is only a terminal. If we are to add the cost of building the power plant to harness this power, the price escalates and it's not guaranteed to reach all Africans. For green hydrogen, the issue is the cost. The price is much more exorbitant. About 3 billion in investment needed annually between now and 2026, that's 4 years, and is rising to 45 billion annually between 2040 and 2050. The total cumulative investment required is between 450 billion to 900 billion. All this will go into 6 countries. So the choices in terms of cost benefit are clear. Either 250 billion in the next 10 years to achieve modern, clean, and affordable energy for all across the entire African continent, or 250 billion to build 25 natural gas terminals in the next 10 years that cannot produce any power yet, or 900 billion to tap green hydrogen in only 6 countries. These figures speaks for themselves. And where on the clean energy pathway is the most cost effective. The third aspect we need to understand is that we need to be careful of the exports narrative. We usually hear of Africa exporting natural gas or green hydrogen, but this is like any commodity subject to commodity price shocks. Just as we see with oil, the potential for achieving inclusivity is just as low as it is with other extractives. As we speak today, only about 1% of the continent is engaged in extractives. And exporting gas and green hydrogen as commodities is not a socioeconomically inclusive pathway. It's as simple as that. And so I'm putting this fact so that at least we focus in making sure that Africa transition towards a low emission development pathway, but lift people from the bottom of the pyramid and make sure that the over 620 million energy impoverished Africans, the issues are addressed. The over 930 million Africans who use unclean cooking, resulting to one death every minute. Can you imagine that? Every minute, one African is dying as a result of indoor pollution. Every life lost is one far too many. But we can be able to bring creative ideas and solutions and influence policy trajectories that can then usher in government to put incentives in place to help young people to start turning agricultural waste into fuel briquettes to replace charcoal. They tap into 20 billion US dollars to ensure that at least we can create the incentives. Government put incentives, development partners build capacity, and inspire young people to usher themselves to start turning agricultural waste to fuel briquettes, turning agricultural waste to biofertilizer that can then be able to reduce the depreciation of foreign reserves in government coffers to then drive the opportunity to tap into biofertilizer that the profitability rate is at 5.9% as we speak today. These are realities, and these are the kind of narratives and drive that we need to be able to push. And more importantly, 84% of Africans that don't have electricity are in rural areas. Grid electricity cannot solve their problem, cannot reach there. Off-grid electricity in solar mini grids. But electricity needs to go beyond just lighting to start being competitive, what I call competitive energy, to add value. And this is how we can ensure that mothers, our brothers and sisters in communities can put food on the table and more money in more pockets. And that will address the issue of equity. That will address the issue of justice, that will address the issue of socioeconomic inclusivity, and that will address the issues of competitive transformational development. Thank you.